Hi, my name is Ryan McReynolds, and I am running for Township Supervisor in Bertrand Township. I know this video may seem unusual for an advertisement on a candidate for Township Supervisor, but there's a good reason for that. The campaign has only just started, and the campaign doesn't have any money. Does this mean I'm going to lose? Not necessarily, because there was a man who didn't really have much money either when he ran for office, and he got elected. Know who that was? Abraham Lincoln. And not only did he get elected, he also got re-elected too. And he has been hailed in history as one of the great presidents of all time, which is pretty good for a man who went to school by the littles and had very little money for a campaign. Likewise, my campaign doesn't have any money yet. I'm using an ordinary video camera instead of making a more professional quality video, even though this is a digital video camera that I'm using. And my own personal camera too, and all that and stuff. But you know what? In spite of all this, this doesn't mean that I can't, be elected. You know why? Is because you, the people of Bertrand Township, are the ones that are going to decide who serves as Township Supervisor. That's what you, the voters, are going to decide. Now, I've only just started my candidacy, but here's something I can tell you regarding my candidacy. If, God willing, I am elected to serve as your Township Supervisor, I promise that I will fight to make sure that funds for public safety are never cut. I will fight to make sure that it doesn't happen. Right now, all over this nation, there are cities and townships that are cutting funds from public safety whenever they slash the budget. Now, I understand when the budget has to be slashed, okay? Really, I do. I know all about that. I've had to slash things from my own personal budget, okay? So I know all about slashing the budget, okay? I know of other people that have had to do the same thing. And I understand it very clearly, okay? But I'm here to tell you right now that cutting funds for fire department and police department is not the way to go. And you know why? Because if you cut funding to the police department, crime's going to go up, and that's not good. If you cut funding to the fire department, what if there's a fire somewhere? What if, let's say, 3 neighborhoods are on fire and all that, but there's not enough firemen to put them all out because the fundings were cut? That's what's happening in some of the towns, okay? Not good. One house is going to burn completely to the ground and all that. If you cut funding to the fire department, maybe 2, maybe 3. Whereas if you don't cut funds, then maybe every house on fire has a chance of being salvaged. Or at least the fire department will have a chance to get a whole bunch of things out of those houses. Especially important things like family photos and important papers and all that and stuff. Also, if you cut funding to the fire department, there's not going to be enough oxygen tanks for the firefighters. Especially if they need them, Not enough protective gear. You risk having more firefighters die in the line of duty That's not good. Firefighters need all they can get to do their job properly. And they do more than fight fires. They also handle medical calls. If you cut funding to fire departments and all that, then it could mean less medical calls and people could die. That's not good. If you cut funding to police departments, and let's say several houses are getting broke into, so many people are going to be robbed. Robbed blind and all that. Because there wasn't enough policemen to go after the criminals to stop the crimes from happening. So I promise you that if I am ever elected Township Supervisor, I am going to fight my hardest to make sure that Bertrand Township does not turn into one of those towns that slashes public safety programs like fire department and police department in the budget. I will fight to make sure that whatever money we put into fire department and police departments, that we don't do any budget cuts on those, even if we have to do budget cuts somewhere, you know? And if I'm elected Township Supervisor, I'd be willing to donate a portion of my salary back into the township if I have to. If we can't find some other place to do budget cuts, if we have to do budget cuts, and if anybody, you know, is trying to cut public safety from the budget, I'd be willing to donate a portion of my own salary back into the township to keep public safety from being cut from the budget. I'm not gonna make any promises I cannot keep, but I'm gonna keep whatever promises I make. And my promise is, I will do my best to serve you, the people of Bertrand Township. Because I have a duty and obligation to do that if I am elected. So if you vote for me, you're voting for me to represent you. And if I'm elected, it is my duty to represent you, the people of the township. And that is what I will do if I'm elected. And it is not up to scoffers to decide if I am Township Supervisor. It is up to you, the people, to decide. Anyways, I hope I can count on your vote. Thanks, and God bless.